Hello and welcome back to Josh Jecklin Detailing. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about shop vacs and how to get a little bit of extra life out of your shop vac. And I just also wanted to explain this crazy shop vac setup that I have here that I actually really like. So if you're interested in learning about shop vacs, getting a little bit more out of your shop vac and how to protect the bag and filter in your shop vac, then check out this video. All right, so first off, I'll just explain this one right here. So I use this one for sucking up water on the floor. I wash all the vehicles here and it makes a lot of water and I don't have a drain in the floor, so I came up with this water reclamation system and I use this vacuum here for that. But I also always use this vacuum for cleaning out vehicle interiors as well. And the water reclamation system is just this pipe that I have on the ground, and it's got all these little holes on the bottom side, and as water disperses from washing the vehicle to the edges, it just gets sucked up, brought down the pipe and brought into this 50-gallon drum. Obviously I just made this thing here quickly myself, like super quickly, because I had to come up with something and I had details coming into the shop and I had to switch up how I was dealing with the water on the floor. But anyway, so I just made this myself really quick, used tuck tape, it works great. Haven't messed with it to this day, and it's been a few months and I've been doing a bunch of details and it works fine. I would like something nicer, but what I did here was I just cut the bottom half off of my shop vac and I taped it to the top half of this 50-gallon drum, and I cut in a little hole here for the hose, and that actually works really, really well. It doesn't mess with the suction at all, and I suck up all the wash water with this vacuum here. And I've got a pretty good idea on how much water it takes to wash a vehicle. So really dirty vehicles, it can take this entire drum. So probably, I don't know for how much from there to there. This is all the dirt in the bottom, so I don't suck that out. Maybe twice a year or something, I'll dump this dirt out and then bring that to the dump. Not just dump it on the ground. But yeah, so a really dirty vehicle, I would use this whole barrel, and I don't know how many gallons that is there with what's in there, probably 40 gallons. So it probably takes me between 10 to 40 gallons per vehicle, depending on the vehicle and how dirty it is. All right, now to this other vacuum here. So this vacuum here is the dirt and dust vacuum. And these two vacuums, I have them connected to each other. So the intake on this vacuum is connected to the exhaust on this vacuum. And when I'm cleaning out interiors of vehicles, I run the two in tandem, and it gives you a lot more suction. It doesn't give you a faster wind speed on your hose or anything, but the suction power is doubled, and this thing sucks like crazy. It almost even sucks too much to the point where I can't easily move my wand across the surface of whatever I'm vacuuming. I don't really like it for that reason. It's harder to move my vacuum end on the surfaces of carpets, but I feel that I'm really getting to suck stuff up, so I do like the suction power on this one. And then what I noticed after a while of using this one is I like to not have dust blowing around in the shop. So this one here also kind of filters it, because sometimes the dust will go down into the water and the water will just collect the dust. It doesn't work perfectly. That's why I also have a filter and bag in here. I'll see if I can show you guys. Oh, yeah, there's also a filter and a bag in there. But I quickly ran into a problem with this, as sometimes I vacuum up wet stuff, and anytime you have a little bit of moisture going into your vacuum that has a filter and a bag, it's going to ruin the bag instantly. So I added this unit here. So I also added this unit here in between in my whole vacuum setup. So this is the first chamber that anything hits when I use my hose for interior cleaning. And basically what this is just this lid here that you put on any bucket. And as you can see here, my bucket, it's all smashed and dented in because I guess that dual vacuum system, it makes too much suction and it just crushes this bucket. One day I hope I'll get a better bucket, probably a steel bucket. But yeah, this thing, it works amazing. It's gonna stop liquids and dirt from going into your bag and filter setup. And it's just gonna make your bag and filter last that much longer. And the bag and filter is essentially pretty much empty. And this thing is full from the last few details that I've done. And it just saves your bag and filter excessively, tremendously. And I highly recommend a product like this. I think this one's called the Dust Saver. But so now, ever since I added this into my vacuum setup, I don't have liquids going into the bag anymore and ripping the bag. So that's a big issue with a shop vac, is that you get your brand new shop vac bag, use it once, and you accidentally suck up a little bit of water, and then the brand new shop vac bag is broken. It gets wet and it tears and it doesn't do what it needs to do anymore. So this here, however it's designed for dirt and liquid to go down, hit the bottom of the pail, and then just air comes up. And it catches a lot. I'm not gonna say that it collects everything, but it catches a lot. We'll see how much it's actually collected. I'll let you guys know in a few minutes here. I'll basically open this thing up, take it apart. I'll take the bag out of this one here, and I don't know if I want to wreck it because it's still pretty new, but I'll just see if it has anything in it. I might not mess with it too much because I don't want to mess with the dust, but yeah. All right, so let's check that out. So I've got this dust stopper attachment here. It's for my shop vac, and I just like to show you guys why I really like it. I just got this product and I'm seeing amazing results with it. It really helps out my shop vac, not having to replace the bag in the shop vac, and the shop vac bag never gets damaged. So the air in the shop here is fairly clean. It's not all dusty in the shop, which is something I wouldn't like. I put my coveralls on because this thing here is gross. It's full of dust and dirt from at least the last 10 disaster details. So let's check it out. And as you can see here, as I was saying earlier, the suction on my shop vac, the dual shop vac system, it crushed this pail, and I just keep using it anyway because I can't be bothered to go out and find a better, stronger pail. All right, just trying to be super gentle here. I don't want the dust to come up and get all over the place. Oof, oh, it smells so bad. All right, so this is the actual product here. You just buy this thing and you can put it on top of any 5-gallon pail, and it should help out your shop vac. It should stop the heavy dust, dirt, and particles from actually going into your shop vac or your shop vac bag. Ooh, this thing is nasty. And it smells horrible too. I kind of just want to put this thing away, it's so gross. All right, so I'll give you guys a look inside of this thing, but it's basically about 1/3 full of just sand and dust, pet hair, and all kinds of gross stuff that comes out of the disaster details that I do. And it's fairly heavy too. I don't know how heavy it is. Maybe there's like 10 pounds of dirt in here. And this is probably 10 details, I would say. So there it is. That's what is in this bucket from the dust stopper. And just how much stuff has been saved from getting into that bag, just full of dust hair, pet hair, all kinds of gross stuff in there. And it smells absolutely horrible. I just want to get rid of this thing and throw it in the garbage, be done with it. So this is the product here that I really like, that I just incorporated into my vacuuming system. It's the dust stopper. You just put this on top of any 5-gallon pail, supposedly, and it should work. And basically what it does is the dirt comes into this one here and it goes straight in, and then only the air comes back out, and then this would go into your shop vacuum container, shop vac bag. I just thought I'd share my vacuuming system with you guys. I really enjoy it, and it looks pretty complicated. There's a lot going on here. I should tidy it up one day and, you know, build something and make it all proper so it's not just a big mess, but it works for now. And this right here, if you want to vacuum up a whole bunch of water, like 40, 50 gallons of water, you can just do something like this. Get yourself a 50-gallon drum, cut a hole in the top of the 50-gallon drum, cut the bottom off of your shop vac, and then just tape it on there, and cut a hole here too for intake. And now you can suck up 40 gallons of liquid off of the ground or in a vehicle. So this is a dedicated wet vacuum that I use. And then I also have, as I was saying before, I'll just say it again, I have the wet vacuum and the dry vacuum connected in tandem. So the dry vacuum is first, and then the wet vacuum is second when I'm cleaning interiors, car interiors. And then when I vacuum water up off the floor, I just use the wet vacuum on its own. So then I have this right here. This is my main vacuuming hose. When I go to vacuum out the inside of a vehicle, I'll use this hose here. Stuff gets vacuumed up. It goes down the hose, which is quite long. And then it makes its first stop here to this dust stopper. And it basically separates the dirt, sand, hair, particles, and larger debris from the air. It goes into the pail, it hits the bottom, and then just the air comes straight up. And then the air comes out of here, and it goes into the vacuum, where the vacuum bag and the vacuum filter out the dust so that a whole bunch of dust isn't getting blown around the shop constantly. And then as a second time it goes into here, the dust can go down into this pail and it'll hit the water and it'll just slightly. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. This is just a video on how my vacuuming system works. It's pretty wild looking, but it works pretty great. I get extra suction if you're not satisfied with the suction on one of your shop vacs. Just connect another one to it. You'll get double the suction, but you'll still get the same wind speed. And this vacuum here, I got this a long time ago out of like a pile of garbage on someone's property or something. They just gave it to me. And I've had this vacuum for like 18 years. And I don't know how old it was when I got it, but it's super awesome. You can still buy filters and bags for this vacuum. I believe it's a Craftsman vacuum. This Craftsman vacuum has a lot more suction power than this newer rigid vacuum. I bought this rigid vacuum, you know, a few years ago now, and I thought it was going to have a lot more power than the Craftsman because it looks a lot fancier, but that just isn't the case. This old Craftsman vacuum that I got for free, basically out of the dump, works really great, and it's super powerful too. I've flooded this vacuum out so many times and it's never busted. So if you can find a free shop vac, then I highly recommend that, because this one's been awesome, and I'll probably be using this vacuum for many years to come still.